Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Cloudflare is no longer in the sky. It is obviously on the ground because it dropped more than 20% today after they made some pretty astonishing announcements, at least to some. So let's go ahead and break down this company and really get down to this question. Is this a time to buy? Is this one of those Warren Buffett buy a good company on a bad day type of stocks? Or is this a, wow, that's crazy, and you just keep scrolling and keep minding your business? So I'm going to give you a few highlights about the company, why the company dropped so far today, and then leave that decision to you and we can continue to discuss it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first, Cloudflare is a cybersecurity company. They have been around, I think, since 2016. At least that's the data I could go back and find. If I'm not mistaken, they went public in 2019. Now, here's the issue. Tech companies all this year have done incredibly well, especially Microsoft. Amazon has even done well, even though not as well as Apple and others. Meta was up double digits at one point yesterday, I believe, after they announced earnings. Like, tech has been the space to go. But like I always say, anytime we're talking about an entire sector, depends on what you buy. Definitely depends on what you buy, because not everything is going to do well. And in fact, prior to today, Cloudflare was up close to about 35%. Now, year to date, it's only up 4%. Now, because of this, you can see this as an opportunity to buy it at a discount. That is one way to interpret it. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is the truth. So let's go ahead and break it down. So remember, they're a cybersecurity company. If you ask me, cybersecurity is always going to be here. That's not anything that's going to be phasing out anytime soon. We are only going to move further and further into digital stuff, and AI is a part of this as well. Your bank account, your website, everything is moving more towards digital if it wasn't already, and you are going to need companies on the back end to ensure that passwords don't get stolen, that things don't get hacked. That obviously makes a whole lot of sense. Well, when we start to look into the numbers, their free cash flow, they ain't been profitable. They ain't been profitable in any year ever to this point. Now, there are two ways to look at this. I could say that, well, you haven't made money this entire time, but your losses are narrowing. You were losing close to $1 billion a year, and now you're losing, around $40 million, which is still a lot of money, but it's not the $1 billion that you were losing 4 and 5 years ago. The other side of this is you're still losing money and interest rates are going up, and I know for a fact that you are paying a lot more on your losses than what you were doing prior, and things are not going to look good. The other half of this, and this is the thing that really stuck out to me, is one thing if you're narrowing down those losses, but you are in a market, in a space where you think it is going to grow. Earlier today on Public, I put out this post to say, look, if you're looking to invest in stock, here are a few things that you need to pay attention to. Well, one of those questions, as you see here, is, are you in a market that's going to grow, or are you in a market that is shrinking? Well, Cloudflare came out and said themselves that we don't think 2023 is going to be all that good for us. And in fact, we might make a little bit less money. Don't expect this type of performance. Expect, some medium to low performance for us in 2023. That is why the company dropped so much, because you would think, or at least I would think anyway, you're in tech is doing well, cybersecurity is a stable field, I would think that's only going to expand, and the fact that you're telling me you're already losing money, you're not expected to do great, or at least continue to narrow those losses this year, we're going to have a problem, and that's why the company fell so much today. Now, the big question is this. Is this a time to buy? Is this an opportunity for you to say, look, I believe in cybersecurity. I think it's going to be here. I can get this for close to a 25% discount today and hold this for the long term. Could you do that? You can. And if I were to put my own money in it, which I am not, because this is a risk, a bigger risk than what I'm willing to take, this is a cautiously optimistic is the way that I will look at it, because yeah, I do think that they'll be fine in time, but are we talking 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? I don't think it's going to fix itself by the end of the year either. But what are the time frames that we're looking at? Because remember, this is just quarterly earnings that it dropped 25%. We're going to announce, or this company rather, is going to announce quarterly earnings 3 more times this year. So is this just one of 3 more 20% drops and I can just wait until the next one? Or is this, you know, the big drop that they're going to take and then things are going to be fine down the line? An example of this in a different industry was Netflix. Remember, we made a lot of fun on this channel of Netflix because they also dropped early in the year 20% the first time they announced earnings and like double digits, like 15% or so, the second time they announced earnings. And then after that, from June all the way up till now, Netflix was up 60 to 70%. Could this be that opportunity for a company like Cloudflare? The question is up in the air and that risk is large. But I will say that if you are somebody that understands the cybersecurity space, if you are that person and you are dedicated and committed to holding this company for 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years or longer, then this could be a buying opportunity because you understand the space, most importantly, and then obviously, usually any stock over that time period is going to do well, but it's, again, it's in that space where you can't just not have it, right? It's kind of, I wouldn't call it a food stock, but like you need food and you need water. These companies, the Microsofts of the world, the Alphabets, all of these companies that are doing well, and especially any company that's doing AI, you're going to need cybersecurity to make sure that your programs and stuff are safe. Cloudflare is one of those companies. So that is how I would look at it personally. I'm not a cybersecurity expert. So, you know, I'm going to invest where my personal strengths are, and it's not in this. But also, I want to give it some more time because it could continue to fall a bit more. And I also want to figure out what this next earnings quarter is going to do. That's also 3 months from now. So you're going to have a little bit more time to sit on it. So it is something I do still currently have on my watch list. I'm going to continue just to watch it and read notes to see how the company plays out. But if you're a cybersecurity person, you let me know. Is this a buying opportunity? Should we be leaning more towards a yes for the long term? Or is this a sign to say, look, it's not going to be great for them in 2023. I can go get better returns somewhere else. And I think that is something that you should consider as well. While yes, you could see this as a value for the long term, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with investing for the long term. That's what we should be doing. We talk about that the majority of the time on this channel. But there are other companies that are doing well right now and that could continue to do well over the long term too. Why hold on to something that's going to lose for a while when I could be holding Microsoft, or even, I don't invest in Meta anymore, but Meta is doing great right now. Why not ride one of those, right, if you believe that's going to continue to do better? That's a question, right? But it's also opportunity cost. The money you put into Cloudflare that doesn't do well in 2023 is money that could have been going to Crocs. Crocs is up, yeah, the shoe company. Don't ask me why, but Crocs is up like 60-something% in the last 6 months. Microsoft has done well. Tesla has done well so far this year. So it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Whatever you put into Cloudflare that does not do well in 2023, and it's assuming that it doesn't, could have been money that could have been growing elsewhere. So it's always a weighing game. Personally, for me, it's a watch and see. That's how I have it. But we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. All right, that is it for me. This is the last few days for you to vote for the MAIA Best Financial Influencer Award. Would love to get your vote if you haven't voted already. The link is in the description below. I don't know what time this is going to appear on YouTube, but in about an hour from the time that I'm recording this, we're going to be in our book club. And if we might put the book club recording into our members only, in case anybody missed it. But I will see y'all on Zoom. I need to get my discussion questions together. I've never run a book club, so this will be new to me. But would love to see all of those who are coming out, discussing chapters 1 through 4 in case you're new for the Intelligent Investor. You can sign up for the book club still. That link is below. And the email that's going to have the link to it is going to go out at like 4:40 p.m. Eastern. It's like 4:20 p.m. Eastern. So if you sign up and then you don't get an email because you signed up after the email went out, I'm just telling you now, you're going to have to catch us on the replay. Okay? All right. That is it for me. I will talk to you later. Bye.